conquer. Niggas, you got then you be having niggas. Niggas like to say that's a house. He a house nigga. Not that's a man. You had some house niggas in the field.
Mm-hmm.
You had some field niggas in the house. They use all kinds of tactics,
Tactics.
huh?
Tactics, yeah. I said, yeah, they use all type of tactics.
Hey, you know the book the book that he was telling you how they gonna do the slaves after slavery and how they keep them slaves.
Willie
We
Lynch.
yeah Willie Lynch or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying I ain't never read the book, but I know what's in the book. Willie Lynch was talking about the same shit I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't need Willie Lynch to tell me. I'm just saying when you're dealing with Satan, you don't need to know the story. You know it's all fucked up. Everything he do is fucked up. Even when he try to do act like he's doing something for you, that's like what they did in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey, they built a hockey shit and they built what they built a hockey field and a baseball field, and those are two things black people don't do. And the part of the city they took was poor black people's shit. And they got schools. They promised them they gonna help with the schools, and they done made money off of the hockey property and all that shit. And these are billionaires, but they took the poor people's money to make more money for them, and the black people fell for it. Now they got the kids drinking fucked up water. The school system fucked up, and the billionaires they don't live in Detroit. They don't give a fuck what they made money.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't telling the whole story what happened, but you get what I'm saying. And I'm saying our people now they crying to the world about what they did to in Detroit. Ain't nobody listening. And just like Trump come out and say what he really feel, he a racist, no good motherfucker. The senators and whoever the representative, old white motherfucker up in Detroit, who promoted the bill like they were gonna do something for the poor people, and they asking him where the money at. He saying we ain't gotta do nothing for y'all, right in the public. And it'll be about 30 years before the poor blacks start seeing some of the money. Shit, in 30 years, them kids time for being educated be through. All them niggas will be locked up in jail. Cause they can't get a job, so they gonna rob a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta look at how their tactics and what they be truly doing to us, and we gotta start, like Farrakhan saying, do for yourself. Support your own. A black man can't even sell a bean pie. Muslims trying to sell bean pie, can't even buy it. You don't even see them too much no more.
At
That,
all.
that's the world we in, man. That's the mentality we dealing with from white folks and black folks. I know I'm saying a lot of shit, but
Mm.
somewhere in there, that's why we been moved out. And they been playing. They said one day the only blacks in D.C. are gonna be old people, cause the young people they gotta move out, gotta move to wherever they letting them. I'm just saying,
He said
niggas,
to
young
wherever
niggas,
they let them, yeah.
young niggas cannot get a place in D.C.
At all.
Because they don't make no money. And if you afford to rent, they police on your ass because they gonna be saying where the fuck he getting money from. So they watch you. And next thing your address is the Upper Marlboro or DC jail.
Mm-hmm.
They playing for it. Niggas start forgetting shit when they get a little money in their hand. Instead of investing in a business to counteract some of that madness. But you gotta share in order for your business to work. You gotta have the people behind you. But man, what people you know supporting black business? Like your man out in
We just
California
talked about
got shot.
yeah, and that he was one of the great ones.
Hey, all our great ones get killed, man.
And you know what's funny? Before he died, um, yeah, I shared this story with you about Nipsey Hussle, why he's significant. I don't know if I told you, but
You know where that Nipsey Hussle come from, though? That name,
damn, Farrakhan mentioned it at the funeral.
Nipsey Russell, was a comedian.
Oh, okay.
He was a black comedian. One, he was pre Richard Pryor.
Mm-hmm.
He was around Dick Gregory time, but he was one of the first black comedians that you'll see on TV and shit like that. Nipsey Russell. One day we gonna look up Nip, Nipsey Russell and we'll see him during the show.
Yeah, I look it up on YouTube whenever you got time. But it was funny. My man Nipsey Hussle passed away. The first people be shocked, but the first concert I ever been to was in 2014. So when I was in jail, Career said, "Hey, I be listening to this rapper named Nipsey Hussle," and I was like, "I ain't listening to that. Who the fuck is a Nipsey Hussle?" Like I ain't like the name at first, and she was like, "No, just listen to him. I got this book. I bought you a book that I want you to read, and it was
I
called."
can't even see.
No, I'm telling you what Career told me.
Okay.
I'm telling you the story of how I
I,
was
I
introduced to
I
Nipsey.
really was being funny, but go on.
Yeah.
I cut you off.
So she said, I got this book called Contagious that I want you to read, and I think it'll help you with your music, with marketing. And in the book, it was just talking about in Philadelphia how it was a $100 cheesesteak, and people in Philly was like, I ain't buying no $100 cheesesteak, but it made people talk about that restaurant. And Nipsey Hussle one year had a mixtape, and it was $100 because he read that book. And Jay-Z bought 100 copies or 1,000 copies or something like that, and it just stuck. And then when people caught on to it, he taught people about the book. That's how Career knew about the book. And long story short, when I came home that time, the first concert I ever been to, she took me to see Nipsey Hussle, and I don't know none of the songs, but the way he was rapping and the way the people was responding, it was something you could feel. You can't even understand. I ain't understand because I ain't really know his music, but I could feel it that he was rapping from the heart. And it was just funny because, of course she ain't here and then he gone. And when me and not Al, when me and E went to Cali, this before he died, he had it playing. He was like, bro, we going to Nipsey Hussle store. He had the Marathon clothing store and we bought some stuff. And it was just a good event. And his store is in the street, the neighborhood he grew up in, Slauson Ave. And when people, they knew we was from out of town, they seen us with the bags. A lot of people, working ladies, right? They was like, "Oh, we seen you was at Nipsey's store," and they was just you could tell they love him, like he was present there. But it was just always significant because he an icon now, and it was like Career introduced me to him, and ironically, the first concert I ever been to was his, and it feel good that we was able to support him before, you know, you know how famous they always gonna make us after they kill us, and a lot of our people didn't listen to him when he was here, and now, you know, they see, and I ain't mad though, cause he's speaking the truth. They need to hear him, but it feel good. We was one of the ones that was supporting them before.
The one thing you gotta realize, God sent him here,
Mm-hmm.
and his time was up. That's why he was killed. He had done his job.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's the message I got when I went to see that Martin Luther King play.
Mm-hmm.
Martin was had been visited by an angel
Mm-hmm.
that told him, because he was in the heart of, leading people and telling people in the South, he gonna help them get to the promised land, and he was then he grew to start talking about Vietnam and shit,
Mm-hmm.
and the angel came and told him, you know you dying next week or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Martin got an attitude, said he ain't finished his work. I ain't going nowhere. And the angel was saying, man, the boss, the boss, the one told you to say all the stuff you saying, and now the boss saying your job is done. We don't make that choice.
Mm-hmm.
We never know. That's why we don't know the time we gonna be here and the time we gonna leave. It ain't up to what we think and feel. We better do all we can today, cause tomorrow you might be gone. So Nipsey, like I be hearing the story, but you know that's Nipsey's story.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like I ain't know how to take when they came in here and or called me and I'm laying in bed and you got shot. It was like mixed emotions because I felt like I'm trying to be with God. Maybe God told stuff come on home, like God told Korea come home. And if she was God, I know she glad to be away from this shit.
Yeah.
That's true reality, man. You can't believe one thing but live another.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we humans and we got feelings, cause like I think about what happens when I go or you go or Keisha go, and it brings a sad feeling to me. But if I know y'all with God, I'm happy. What I desire for y'all, you and Keisha, is that y'all be with God, man. That's the best place you can ever be. And if God ever tell y'all that y'all only here cause your father, what your father said, or what he did, that's the best thing anybody can say about my life. All this other stuff, it don't even really matter to me, man. Even though it matters, it's hard for me to put in words.
And to piggyback what you saying, the one thing that I could say about my own self with a surety, because we sure know we do fucked up shit in life, and we also, for people that believe, we know that it's a higher power. But like how you said, you can do the best that you can for today. I feel like even when we make our videos and we talk about things and certain things I chose to speak on, in my own human understanding, all that type of shit be done with me trying to put some good in the world.
Hey, God recognized that. He, the world may not recognize. The world didn't recognize Jesus Christ. So who the fuck is you and me? That's the way of putting it.
Mm-hmm.
But God knows. That's the thing. And that's who I really care about. But when I see God in people, I really appreciate it. Just like your sister bringing me the shit up the step,
Mm-hmm.
all that shit on the table,
Mm-hmm.
that was God, man. I'm going through some hell of a shit. The whole motherfucking world. How many motherfuckers on earth didn't but one or two people help me out the whole fucking world? And I better thank God for that shit. Because there's a lot of people living worse than me, man. Because I remember Blue told me about one of our boys that used to play for Eastern, had a house, right? People want a home, a house, and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somehow he got a house. That nigga was living in a house by himself. And Blue told me when you go in this house, he had bottles like little jars all over the house because he was pissing on himself because he couldn't make it to the bathroom. So wherever he had to piss, he'll grab one of the jars. And he had piss jars all over his house. And that's just an example of something that God has kept me from. I ain't gotta go. I'm going. I got the commode. I be appreciating you emptying it. I know people don't like fucking with your shit and piss, but, but but every time you empty that motherfucker, I be thankful. But I be trying to lift that motherfucker. It's funny, man. I used to be a strong motherfucker, but now I can't even lift up a piss pot. So I thank God when you empty the piss pot for me. Because I know it's people that don't have people that love them do things like that. You, Keisha, your mother, Savanda, y'all be showing me love. There's certain people show me that love in different ways.
And I always love. I'm gonna tell you, I don't be around as much as y'all and you and Keisha, but every time I'm around my niece and my two nephews, because they intelligent, they know you old and not as mobile,
And
and they don't
they don't fuck with me about it.
at all. They
Mm.
still
They see.
play with you. They still
Mm.
enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see that, that shit just make me feel good. Like even
Hey,
me
but guess
feeling it
what?
right.
But guess what? Because
Lord Lily,
I always say to Keith that his kids have been a blessing to me, man. And
they some good
it's
kids.
a blessing that I don't deserve, and I gotta keep thanking God for. Cause Tim Seth called me the other day, but Tim had called me 2 days before, be previous to that. How many little 7 and 8 year old kids? And Tim called me, and Seth and Lily was outside somewhere, and his father didn't tell him to call me. And I said, "What made you call me?" He said, "I just wanted to see how you doing and talk to you, Poppy." He said, "I just want to let you know what I've been doing." He just said, he went on a field trip. They take a kids to Franklin Institute. They went to Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. They went yesterday. He was. I told Keith calling me. Or I called him. I told him because I told Tim call me and let me know how the trip go. But that's some more racism shit. Because I thought about it, Franklin incident. I said that's a Ben Franklin shit. They talking about he discovered electricity. Electricity lightning been striking motherfuckers through since time began. But he discovered it. I forgot how he said. Didn't the lightning hit the balloon or some shit?
I ain't really study his ass.
Things they be going through bring back my childhood.
Mm-hmm.